The unexpected bride. The morning sun cast long shadows across the marble steps of Sterling Enterprises, painting the corporate headquarters in shades of gold and amber. Inside the glass tower, CEO Marcus Sterling stood at his corner office window, watching the city below come to life. At 35, he had built an empire worth hundreds of millions, yet today he felt more trapped than triumphant. His phone buzzed insistently on the mahogany desk behind him. Another call from his mother, no doubt. Another reminder about the family board meeting next week, where his inheritance and control of the company hung in the balance of one simple requirement: marriage. The Sterling family legacy demands stability. His grandfather's will had stated clearly. The heir must be married by age 35 to inherit full control. Marcus had exactly 7 days. 3 floors below, Emma Rodriguez pushed her cleaning cart down the pristine hallway, her yellow rubber gloves squeaking softly against the handle. The early morning shift was her favorite, quiet, peaceful, with only the hum of fluorescent lights for company. At 23, she had been working as a janitor at Sterling Enterprises for 2 years, saving every penny for her younger brother's college tuition. She paused outside the CEO's office, as she did every morning, wondering what it would be like to have such power, such wealth. Through the glass, she could see Mr. Sterling's silhouette against the window. Even from a distance, his shoulders looked heavy with some invisible burden. Emma knocked gently and entered when she heard his muffled, "Come in." "Good morning, Mr. Sterling," she said softly, beginning to empty the wastebaskets with practiced efficiency. Marcus turned, and Emma was surprised to see exhaustion etched across his usually composed features. His dark hair was disheveled, his tie loosened, as if he had been there all night. "Emma," he said, remembering her name as he always did. It was one of the small kindnesses that had made her respect him over the years. "You're here early." "Same time every day, sir." She smiled gently. "Are you feeling all right? You look tired." For a moment, Marcus studied her face, open, honest, with warm brown eyes that held genuine concern. In his world of corporate sharks and social climbers, such authenticity was rare. "Emma," he said suddenly, the words tumbling out before he could stop them. "How would you like to make $50,000? Emma's cloth froze mid-wipe on his desk. "I'm sorry?" Marcus moved closer, his mind racing. It was insane, desperate, but maybe. "I need someone to pretend to be my wife for 1 week. Just 1 week. A business arrangement, nothing more." Emma stared at him, certain she had misheard. "Mr. Sterling, I know how it sounds," he continued, pacing now. "But I'm facing a deadline. Family inheritance rules. I need to be married by next Friday, or I lose everything I've worked for. After the board meeting, we can quietly divorce. You'd be financially secure for life." The cleaning cloth slipped from Emma's fingers. $50,000 would cover her brother's entire college education, with money left over for graduate school. But the idea was terrifying. "I'm just a janitor," she whispered. "I don't know how to be whatever it is you need." "You're kind," Marcus said simply. "You're honest. In my world, those qualities are worth more than any pedigree." Emma's heart hammered in her chest. She thought of Miguel, her brilliant younger brother, whose acceptance letter to MIT sat on their kitchen table, unfunded, slipping away with each passing day. 1 week? She asked quietly. 1 week. 3 days later, Emma stood in the marble foyer of Marcus's mansion, wearing a blue dress that cost more than she made in 6 months. Her blonde hair, courtesy of the finest salon in the city, cascaded in perfect waves around her shoulders. The transformation was complete, but inside she still felt like the girl with cleaning supplies and rubber gloves. Marcus appeared at the top of the curved staircase, impeccable in his tailored suit. As he descended, Emma noticed something she had never seen before: nervousness in his confident stride. "You look beautiful," he said, and she heard genuine surprise in his voice. "Thank you," Emma replied, smoothing the dress with trembling hands. I still can't believe we're doing this. The car is waiting, Marcus said, offering his arm. My family's lawyer will be there along with the board members. We just need to convince them that we're happy. As they walked toward the waiting Bentley, Emma felt the weight of the yellow envelope in her purse. The contract payment he had already given her, a show of good faith. But something else was growing inside her chest, something unexpected and dangerous. Over the past 3 days of preparation, she had seen a different side of Marcus Sterling. Not the cold CEO, but a man who remembered how she liked her coffee, who asked about her brother's dreams, who listened when she spoke, a man who, despite his wealth and power, seemed lonely in ways that money couldn't fix. The board meeting was held in the Sterling family's private dining room, an intimidating space lined with portraits of stern ancestors. Emma sat beside Marcus, at the long table, hyper-aware of every gesture, every word. "So, Emma," said Margaret Sterling, Marcus's sharp-eyed mother, "tell us about yourself." Emma's prepared story faltered on her lips. She looked at Marcus, saw the tension in his jaw, the way his hands gripped his napkin. In that moment, she realized something that made her heart skip. This wasn't just about saving his company anymore. Somewhere in the past 3 days, she had started to care about saving him. "I met Marcus 2 years ago," Emma said, her voice growing stronger. "I was working at his building, and every morning he would say good morning. Not to the uniform, but to me. He saw me when no one else did." The words were true, even if the context was different. "He's the kindest man I've ever known," she continued, surprised by the emotion in her own voice. "He remembers the name of every person who works for him. He asks about their families. He built a scholarship fund that he never advertises because he doesn't want credit. He just wants to help." Marcus stared at her, shocked by the genuine warmth in her words. "And I love him," Emma finished quietly, the words slipping out unbidden. "I love him for who he is, not what he has." The room fell silent. Margaret Sterling's stern expression softened almost imperceptibly. After the board voted unanimously to confirm Marcus's inheritance, they stood together in the mansion's garden as the sun set behind the hills. "Emma," Marcus said softly, "what you said in there?" "I meant it," she whispered, unable to meet his eyes. "I know that wasn't the deal, but—" Marcus gently lifted her chin, his touch warm against her skin. "I've been thinking about you every day for 2 years," he admitted. "Your smile when you wished me good morning. Your kindness to everyone around you. I thought I was hiring you to pretend, but—" "But?" Emma breathed. "But somewhere along the way I stopped pretending too." As Marcus leaned down to kiss her, Emma realized that sometimes the most unexpected arrangements could lead to the most genuine love. The contract in her purse no longer mattered. The week-long charade had become something real, something worth more than all the money in the world. In the distance, the first stars began to appear in the darkening sky, witnesses to a love story that had begun with yellow rubber gloves and ended with golden promises.